I was only 17 when it all started. About half a mile from our old place, there was this spot called Daryl's Pond. It was so isolated that usually I was the only soul out there. One day, around 3 p.m., I was out in my kayak right in the middle of the pond, just fishing. Suddenly, this guy stepped out from the dark edge of the woods. He looked to be pushing 50, wearing a worn-out flannel shirt. No greeting, no nothing. He just hopped into a small boat and paddled straight into my kayak. I tried to shake off the awkwardness and said, "Beautiful day, isn't it?" He just stared at me dead-eyed and said in this mechanical, cold voice, "Yeah, absolutely." I asked if he was there to fish. He just muttered he doesn't fish. So what was he doing out there in the middle of nowhere? The guy wouldn't stop staring, and he had this twisted, creepy grin on his face. The second I tried to paddle away, he lifted his shirt just enough to show me a heavy hammer-like weapon tucked into his waistband. My blood turned to ice when he whispered, "I am not letting you leave." I didn't wait around for a second. I ditched the kayak, dove into the water, and hauled ass through the woods until I hit my front door. I thought I was safe, but at 2 a.m., I heard the crunching of dry leaves right outside my second-story bedroom window. I froze like a statue. Then, that same raspy, grating voice whispered from right against the glass, "Hey, buddy. Are you up? Trying to sleep? I didn't mean to wake you." Is that man still out there, hunting him down? To hear the final part of this lifelong nightmare, hit that subscribe button right now, because fear never really lets you go. Years later, trying to shake off that trauma, I went out to sea on a luxury boat with my sister and her husband, Jack. In the dead of night, a small speedboat with 2 guys pulled up, claiming they were out of fuel and food. We felt bad for them and let them on board. They ate, but they had that same hollow, vacant stare that took me right back to that pond. An hour after they left, I swept the searchlight across the water, and my heart nearly stopped. That same speedboat was trailing us in total darkness, no lights on. Right then, a blood-curdling scream echoed from below deck. They were back. They robbed us of everything and vanished. Weeks later, on my city house's CCTV, I saw the same faces trying to pick my front door lock. It was like the shadow from that pond had crossed the ocean just to find me. Finally, I went to a remote lake deep in the wilderness with my grandfather, hoping for some peace. We were sitting in the middle of the lake when I noticed him leaning over the edge, staring intently into the water. I reached out to touch his shoulder, and he jumped like he'd been shot. He started stabbing at the water with a pole, screaming at the top of his lungs, "Run! Get out of here now!" Later, shaking and pale, he told me he didn't see any fish. Under that crystal-clear water, he saw a pair of pale human hands and a bloated, horrific face rising up to snatch him. It wasn't a monster, it was a psycho in a scuba suit waiting in ambush. I realize now, the guy at the pond, the pirates at sea, and the hands under the water, they're all part of the same breed of predators who see humans as game, and they're still out there, waiting for me by the water. Did this story send a chill down your spine? Let me know in the comments. Have you ever felt like someone has been following you for years, just waiting for the right moment? Share your story with us. What kind of pure psychological horror or real-life stalker stories should I cover next? Let me know. If you liked this video, share it with your friends. Thanks for sticking around until the very end. I'll see you in the next mystery. Stay subscribed. And hey, before you turn this off, take a look outside your window. Is there a guy in a flannel shirt standing in the dark? Or is someone under your floorboards just waiting for you to fall asleep? Be careful. The hunter is closer than you think.